In this video, we'll discuss about the utilities class in Bootstrap. You can see here, this is background is the one class in Bootstrap. And if we need the background color, then we can simply copy and paste this code into our PS Code, right? If I need this primary color, then I can simply copy this code from here and I can paste this code inside the body section. And if I click on these go live options, it means go live options from here. And you can see here, I got this primary color, right? Likewise, if I want any other color or any other background color, then I can use this Bootstrap code from here. And if I need the background gradient, it means if I need the mixed color, then I can use the background gradient property here. So if I use this background gradient class, then I will get this color here, okay? And if I need the opacity, it means using the opacity, we can increase or decrease the constraint, right? So we can use the opacity if I need the opacity. You can see here the default success background, 75% opacity, 50% opacity, 25%, 10%, okay? So you can use the BG opacity, 75, 10, 15, whatever you want. If I copy this code from here, and if I use the BG opacity 75, and if I go to here, then I cannot see anything here. If I change from 75 to 10, now I got this 10. It means opacity percentage is decreased here, right? So in this way, you can use the opacity property in Bootstrap. And also, if we need to use the borders, we have already talked about the borders in CSS. And if you want to learn borders in Bootstrap, then you can learn it from here. And if we need the border, then you have to simply use the border top, border end, border bottom, border start, and many more. Okay. Also, you can define the color by yourself. Okay. So you can also define the width and then the border radius and many more things. So if you need the rounded border, then you can simply make the image and give the class name as this is not border actually. If you need rounded, then you can simply use the rounded class. Okay. Now this is all about the border, and you can copy and paste and practice it by yourself. And next topic is the colors. Okay. We have already talked about the many colors in Bootstrap, like the primary color, secondary color, and also the success color and warning color and many more things. Info color, BG light, BG dark, and many more things. So if I need the primary color, again from here for my text, then I can copy this code. And if I paste this code here, and if I go to this browser, then I got this primary color here, right? Likewise, again, I can go into the Bootstrap and I can scroll down and I can practice it by myself. And if we talk about the display property, we have talked about the display property in CSS. In that video, we have talked about one is the inline display and another one is the block level display, or you can say simply block display. So in inline display, that element or you can say item that align into a single line. In block level display, all the items will take up all the available width, right? So you can see here, and if you want to use the inline, then you have to use the D-inline class. And if you have to use the block level element, then you have to use D-block class. So if I copy this code from here, and if I want to paste this code here, and if I want to go here, now you can see this is inline element. But if I change this D inline into the block, okay, here also block and here also block, then you can see I got this inline element into the two different line. So this is about the display block, right? And after that, you can see and you can practice it by yourself, and also you can provide the breakpoint. Like you can make the block level element for the small element, and you can make the display block, you can make the inline element for the large screen, and the block level element for the small screen. Okay. So you can use it and practice it by yourself. So now next topic is the flex, and we have already talked about the flex in CSS. If you haven't watched my CSS playlist, you can watch my CSS playlist. And after completion of the CSS video playlist, you can come here and you will learn more about the Bootstrap here, because Bootstrap is nothing, right? If you understand the CSS, then Bootstrap is like nothing. It is all about the copy pasting the code. So this is the inline container, and if you need this container, then you can simply copy this code from here and use it and practice it. Okay. And if you want change the direction, like this is the flex start and this is the flex int, right? And if you want to change the flex item, then you can practice it by yourself. We have already talked about the flex in CSS and justify content. You can see here, this is the justify content. And actually this justify content is used to align the item in a horizontal. Like if I justify content as start, then this is the start position. And if I put the justify content as in, this is in position. And if I put justify content as center, this is center position. Justify content as, you can see the between, around, and also the evenly. Okay. If you need any types of justify content, then you can simply copy and paste the code from here. And align items, we can vertically align the item in a very start way, in, center. Okay. And also we can use the align baseline, stretch, and many more things. This stretch is default value, right? And if I want to align my item in a vertical way, then I can use the align self is all about the applying the CSS property for particular element. But if we talk about the align content, that is we can align our item in a vertical way. And if I use the flex fill property, then it will take only the available, only the required space, right? Okay, not required space. It will take all the available space in a horizontal way, right? And after that, grow and shrink from here, and grow will increase the available space, and shrink will decrease if that item is not adjusted into the predefined area, right? So if I have the 3 item, and if I use here the flex grow 1, then it will grow by its increasing with the 1 size. And if I type it the flex item 2 and the flex item 3, right? So you can use and you can practice it by yourself. So if I change into the flex grow into the 2, that its score will be the its core will reflect into the another way, right? You can practice it by yourself. And after that, auto margin property, if I give the auto margin, and you can see here this margin is the starting point, and also this margin and the flex item as margin auto, and then the padding 2. So padding 2. So we can define it, and if we need this, we can copy and paste, and we can arrange the item here, right? So, and what is wrap? Wrap means if we use the no wrap, then all the item that will adjust it into the single row. And if I use the wrap property here, that is flex wrap, then if that if that item is not adjusted into the defined area, then it goes into the next line, right? So also you can provide the order of an element. So if I give the order first element as second order, second element as first order, then it will display according to the order. Now you can see here, I'm giving here the Bootstrap team give here the order 1, so that the third flex item is positioned into the first position. So likewise, you can change it by yourself. And the align content is used to vertically align the item at the start position, end position, center position, and also the between and around and the evenly and many more things. Okay, you can practice it by yourself. After that, you can see here the float property. We have already talked about the float in CSS, and float is also used to design the layout, right? And if we need such types of responsive variation also exists for each float value, then you can use it by yourself. And if we talk about the interaction, you can see here, if I select this text, then this is highlighted. But if I click on this text, this is highlighted. But if I click on this second, this is not highlighted. And if I want to make such types of interaction, then I can simply copy this code from here, and I can practice it by ourselves, right? And if you talk about the link, there are different types of link. You can make the disable link, you can make the underline link, and many more types of link. Like link, you can also provide the link opacity value. And if I provide the link opacity as 100%, this is fully transparent. But if I provide the link opacity as 10%, this is not fully transparent. This is almost not transparent, right? So you can see, you can make the also the underline and many more things. You can practice it by yourself. I'm just showing you the Bootstrap overall properties so that you can copy and paste this code from here and you can practice it by yourself. Also, you can color the link. It means you can provide the different color to your link. Okay, now another one is the object fit. You can see here different types of object here, and in fact you can use the object fit property as content and object fit cover, object fit field, object fit scale, and the object fit non property here. So you can practice, and if you need such types of the examples, then you can copy and paste it and you can practice it by yourself. And after that, if you want to make the video responsive, then also you can use this property over here. And now let's talk about the opacity. It defines that how much out transparency to the object, right? Or you can say the element. If I'm giving here the opacity as 100%, opacity 100, then this is 100% transparent. But if I provide the transparent 0, then it won't show here because this is vanished from there, right? And if you talk about the overflow, we have already talked about the overflow property in CSS. There are actually the horizontal overflow and then the vertical overflow. And you can see here, this is the overflow property. And if I use the overflow property here, overflow auto property, then it gives us the scroll button here, right? And if I type here the overflow hidden, then it just hide the overflow part from here. And if I use the overflow visible, then it shows the overflow visible options here, but it won't provide any scroll bar here. And if I use the overflow scroll, then also it gives the scroll bar here, right? And the difference between the overflow auto and overflow scroll is overflow auto will provide only if the required there. If my text is not adjusted here in a very vertical way, then only it provides me this scroll bar, right? It doesn't provide any horizontal scroll bar because all the text are, you can see here without without zoom in or zoom out here. But you can see here I got this horizontal scroll bar also, but I just need vertical scroll bar, right? So it is better to use the overflow auto property. Then it shows only the scroll bar if that is required, right? And also you can manage the overflow X property in a very horizontal way only. All the property you can provide the overflow X like the auto, hidden, visible, and scroll. And also there is a overflow Y. You can adjust it by yourself in a very vertical way only. And another one is the position. We have already talked about the position also in CSS. There are especially the static position, and then the you can see here static position, absolute position, relative position, sticky position. So if you need such types of thing, you can copy and paste your code from here and you can practice it by yourself. Okay, now if you talk about the shadow, you can give this shadow for no shadow, small shadow, and then the regular shadow and larger shadow. Then you can copy the corresponding code here. And if you talk about the sizing property here, you can provide the width as 25%, 50, 75, 100, and the auto property. So you can just copy this code from here and you can paste this code here and you can practice it by yourself, right? And after that, if we talk about the spacing here, you can provide the space like by providing the margin, padding, button. And you can, if you visit this website, then this will be one of the best websites to learn the Bootstrap itself, right? So you can just come here and you can see here and you can just copy and paste your code according to your requirement, and you will enjoy here, right? We have talked about the grid system also. You can see here the row gap, column gap, and many more things. If we talk about the text, we have already talked about the text in CSS and the HTML also. So you can write it, you can put your text as a start position, center position, end position, and also you can make the text size as a small for the small text is small in, okay, text medium in. So also you can use such types of things in Bootstrap. Text wrapping, word break, you can break the word. Text transfer, it means you can convert the lower text into the upper text and vice versa. Font size, you can decrease or increase the font size, font weight, font italic, font height, mono space, and many more things, okay? Decorations and many more things in text. And after that, you can align vertically item. And if you want to align the vertical item, then you can just copy this code and practice it by yourself. And if you talk about the visibility, You can make the visible and the invisible property over here to make the during the layout of face and many more things. And if we talk about the jet index, if you want to align this item in this way, then you can copy this code and paste and practice it by yourself. If you get any confusion regarding this video, you can ask me in the comment section. After this video, we'll discuss about some design part using the Bootstrap, CSS, and then the HTML. So we'll see in the next video. Thank you so very much. And if you are new to this channel, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe this channel. Thank you so very much.